So if I go by the first statement and I say the first option is Vinita, so I'll say Vinita, for example. Vinita and the second person decide Vinita is Nalli. So I'll say between comparing Vinita and Nalli, between them, Vinita produces more leafy vegetables, more green. Green is a higher graph compared to what Nalli is producing. So for the other two, which is tomatoes and berries, does that same thing follows that Vinita is producing more than Nalli? I would say no, it's not following for berries, and for tomatoes is remaining the same. So the claim that, so this kind of claim is something that Vinita cannot make. So the first claim is wrong for Vinita. Then the same way I go for checking for Priya. So when I check for Priya, say I say Priya and Sunita, for example. Priya is producing tomatoes more. Priya is at 70 and then Sunita is at 20, which means she is producing more. Green leafy vegetables are equal and also the berries are equal. So even Priya cannot make that claim. First statement, okay? Just the first statement, which I'm making it in red. The second statement, I will use a different color, okay? Then I'll go to Neela. So Neela, I'll take again Sunita as a case. Neela is producing more tomatoes than Sunita. Neela is also producing more leafy vegetables than Sunita, and she's also producing more berries than Sunita. So there she stands. Then I will say, okay, what about Priya? Neela is producing more leafy vegetables than Priya, but in terms of the tomatoes, she is producing less. So even Neela cannot make that claim, the first statement, not the second one. Then I go to Sunita. Sunita, clearly, if you compare the graphs, even she cannot make the claims parallelly. It's not possible because of the 20 tomatoes and 20 berries. Others are producing way more than 20. So I say none of them can make the first claim. Then I moved the second claim, which I'm now annotating in blue. The second claim is something which I'm annotating in blue. Everyone who produced one item less than what I produced, she also produced at least one other item less, which means she's saying that, okay, if there is one person, everyone, not one person, say, I'm taking an example of one person. Say, for example, if Vinita is the person who can make this claim, example, okay, then then in that case, what it means is if Vinita is, if I compare between Vinita and Nalli, if there is one leafy vegetable with which Nalli is producing less than Vinita, there will be other produce which Vinita will which Nalli will be producing less than Vinita. That's all it means. But in the first case, if I take the first option Vinita, while comparing with Nalli, it falls out. This statement does not hold true. So I say for Vinita, this is wrong because when I compare it with Nalli, so even if the green leafy vegetable is less compared to Vinita, but the berries are more with Nalli and the tomatoes are equal. We are looking for something, one other item which is less. So I'll say this is also not possible with Vinita. With Priya, then I will go. So Priya and Sunita, if I compare, tomatoes are less with Sunita. Leafy vegetables are equal and berries are also equal. So Priya also cannot make that claim. Neela. With Neela, if I go, tomatoes, if I just compare with Sunita, tomatoes are, sorry, not tomatoes. If I look at the green leafy vegetables, Sunita produces less green leafy vegetables. And in terms of berries, compared to Neela, she also produces less thing. So with Sunita, it holds true. For Neela, the comparison with Sunita holds true. Now, if I go with comparing Priya and Neela, what I will find is I will just look at which are the vegetables that Priya is producing that are less than Neela. Okay, so I will say berries are one, and other is also this leafy vegetables. So I'll say Priya is also in the safe zone when I compare it with Neela. So Neela has some ground where she can make the second claim after I comparing with after I compare it with Priya and Sunita. Then I take Sukanya, who's above. So when I compare Neela and Sukanya, the vegetables which are produced less by Sukanya compared to Neela are the tomatoes, the leafy vegetables, and even the berries. So even comparing with Sukanya, Neela can make the second claim. Now, if I compare it with Nali, which are the vegetables which she produces less? Those are tomatoes, leafy vegetables, both. Which means she can make this claim compared to when I compare it with Nali. And if I compare it with Neela, I just need to produce which she produces less. So those are tomatoes, leafy vegetables, and berries, all. So Neela is one of the person rather who can make the claim. So I say C is correct. Now I'll look at similarly for Sunita. So when I compare everybody with Sunita, what I need to find is at least 2 items which are produced less in all the cases. So 2 items which are produced less in all the cases. With the case of Neela, when I compare Sunita and Neela, that is the case where Sunita's quote does not fall, and that way I'll say only C option is the correct one. Only Neela is the one who can make the claim of the second statement, not the first statement. The first statement does not hold true for anybody, but the second statement as a claim can be made only by one person, that is Neela, because it's in her case. So see how a simple formula is, the first statement says that one product more, and thereby all other 2 products also needs to be more. Okay, that's what the first statement says. So this is not getting followed by anybody. In the second statement, what it says is 1 product less. It can be 1 and other 2 product less. So even if 1 product is less, somebody can make the second claim. So that's why for checking the first claim, I have to look at all the 3 to be higher end, which is not happening. But for checking the second claim, what I have to do is I have to just check if 2 vegetables are less than the case comparison. So in this case, Neela's was the only case which holds true for the second statement. So I say C is the correct one here. Any doubts here? Any questions?
No, ma'am.
Okay. So here you're given a patch of here you're given an image of a grass, which is one patch, and some kind of manipulation in the software is done. These manipulations or options are given here, and the final image which gets produced is the Q image, which is seen on the right side. What you have to find is which are the manipulations that are done in the software. What manipulations are done in the software. So here we go case by case, okay? And what I will look at is, in this case, I will just look at, one second. In this case, I will just look at this part, H. Why this part? Because it's a little bit of a drier patch land, that's why. And this drier patch land in the final image looks somewhat like this. I just put it like this, okay, for now. Is this clear? So I just look at these 2 patches, which is the linear dry patch, simple. If you want, you can take this other patch also, your choice. That is up to you. So I'll just go case by case. Rotate, option A, rotate clockwise by 90 degree. So in option A, I'm supposed to rotate clockwise 90 degrees. So when I rotate this clockwise 90 degree is this side. This finger will come on this facade. From that, when I flip horizontally, this other new location will be this, and then rotate clockwise by, and then again I am rotating clockwise by 90 degree, which means the final figure will rest here. So this will go away, this will go away, this I will keep, and the final figure will come here after doing operation A, which I will say not possible. This is not what I want. I want the this rectangle to be coming on this facade. So option A is wrong. Then I'll go with option B. Option B, it says rotate clockwise 180 degree. So when I rotate clockwise 180 degree, it comes, one second, let me visualize. Yeah, it comes, I think, on this side. This is like that, then comes, yeah, this is where it comes. And then I flip horizontally. So when I flip horizontally, this is the final position, which is where I also want this. So I say, okay, option B is correct. Option C, one second, let me erase this now. Option C, rotate clockwise 180 degree and then flip vertically. Now, if I look at this, one second. Rotate clockwise 90 degree and then flip vertically. Now see, if I just compare these two, either of them needs to be wrong. So I'll say if B is correct, C has to be wrong because one is flipped horizontally and then one is flipped vertically. Okay, the last one. Rotate clockwise rotate clockwise 90 degree, which is this. Flip vertically and then rotate clockwise 90 and then rotate clockwise 90 degree. One second, I think I did a mistake. Let me just do this once. Okay, so just give me 1 second, guys. Rotate clockwise 180 degree. This I'm skipping for now. I think I got confused in between. I'm sorry. I'm just skipping this. I will get back to this. I'm sorry. I really got confused here. Sorry. I'm just skipping this. I will get back to you for sure, surely on this. Okay. I'm sorry for this. Yeah, sorry. The next one. What is somebody writing? No, the answer in the what's this? Somebody is asking for the answer, right? Yeah, Devansh, the answer which is given says it's B and D. Okay, I think. I'll just open the. Let me open that thing. The option answer which is given is B and D. Okay, in this case, in this one. So let me just get back to you on this. I think I did some mistake. Okay, I'm sorry for this. Okay, the 30th one here, which says that the following patterns are made on a wall by using ceramic tiles. Which of the given patterns is or are made from MSQ based is or are made from a single type of tile? In this kind of questions, mostly, like most of the times, the pattern which is odd or pattern which does not fit is mirrored or flipped. Okay, it's either mirrored or flipped, either of them. So the correct, in this case, the patterns where, so I'll just go case by case. So option A, I'm actually moving along a anti-clockwise. The other one also I'm moving anti-clockwise. I will look for direction. So which way am I moving? Am I moving clockwise or am I moving anti-clockwise with reference to the spiral? So is the spiral happening clockwise or is the spiral happening anti-clockwise? I'll just try and search for that. Okay. So after analyzing these cases, what I found is, okay, first case, anti-clockwise, most of the times that is happening. I'm moving actually anti-clockwise on the outer end in most of the cases. I mean, in most of the tiles of option A. When I come to option B, let me just first check the direction. Anti-clockwise, anti-clockwise, anti-clockwise outside, anti-clockwise outside, again anti-clockwise outside, anti-clockwise, anti-clockwise outside. This also, this is clockwise. This is clockwise. So in the last part, I'm actually moving in this direction. Versus in all other, I'm actually moving in this direction. So there's some problem with B. So I'll just say that, okay, B is the one which is different. So not possible. Option C. Anti-clockwise, 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 anti-clockwise spiral, anti-clockwise spiral, anti-clockwise spiral, anti-clockwise, yeah, anti-clockwise, anti-clockwise. Okay, I'll say option C also. I don't see any visible direction-wise issue. I'm not yet gone to the extent of checking the proportions yet. I'm just saying, let me see the direction of the spiral. That's all, nothing else. Okay. The next one. Option D. This is moving in this direction. Okay, the first tile. The next tile is moving in the opposite direction. So one is clockwise, one is anti-clockwise. So this is anti-clockwise, this is a clockwise direction. So I'll say in D, the tile is fixed, which means because these two things are contradictory to each other, I will say clearly there is some issue with option D, like we saw in the case of option B. So option D also I will reject it, and I will say A and C are the ones because they have a tile, I mean the spiral, not the tile, but the spiral that the tile has in only one direction. So only from one single tile, you can one single type of tile, you can make both A and C, but B and D have something very contradictory in terms of rotation or the direction of the spiral. So I say B and D are wrong. Any doubts anybody has here?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. So here you are given 4 options, A, B, C, D. And then there are broken lines. So what is said is A, B, C, D are the paper patterns. They're printed on a transparent sheet. And then I don't know if you're able to see this line. there are these lines, if you can see, in all the options, along with one part is flipped on the other side and then other part is flipped on the other side. This is what is going to happen in all the sheets. So what you have to find is, you have to identify the correct option that will generate. It is one answer is correct, MCQ based. You have to find the correct option that will generate the motif shown on the left side, which is this motif. Easy, no problem. So in this case, if I look at option A, is there anything missing with option A? Is everything there? Okay, I'm not able to fault it anything yet, okay, with option A. Option B. Is there any part which I feel is missing? Any part which is not there? Yep. So I will say there is some issue on this part. So this line which needs to connect here, and also you have this continuous line, which is fine, which is this line. But this also, this part, this curvature which is there, is not there. So option B, not possible. Option C, when you flip it, this too gets fitted here. This part, which is the intersection, is something which I don't know if it's there, it's not there. I'll say there is some issue with that intersections. Also, there is one more issue, which was, so even if this completes, this comes on this side, there is this whole arc which needs to come here, or which needs to come here. I mean, this particular arch, which, one second. This particular arch which needs to come here is somewhere which is missing. So option C, not possible. Option D. So I'll just look at the petals. So I'll just look for parts which feel most of them are incomplete. So in this case, there is this one arc here which is not there. ये वाला जो आर्च होगा, not the horizontal line, but ये वाला जो आपका आर्च होगा वो नहीं है. वो यहाँ पे एक आर्च होना चाहिए, या फिर the place where I've drawn in D, वहाँ पे आना चाहिए. So option D also not possible. So option A is the one which I will go with. If you are not able to fault anything in any option, leave it aside. In this case, while I was going through this, I was not able to fault anything here. So I said, let me just hold it for a while. I'm just not going to comment anything. I went option by option and I said, okay, theek hai. They are all having some or the other issues. So I said, theek hai, wo galat hai. And then the last remaining was the one which I left out. That's why I came up with option A. Any questions here? Any doubts? Okay. The next one, it's about statements. One second, I'll need a bigger space to write it, all these things. Okay. So it says some kind of a paragraph is given, and from that paragraph, it's MSQ based question. You have to say which of the following is or are true. One or more options are correct. This is a very tricky one, actually. So, okay, chalo, let me just write on. First one, there are 4 kinds of people: misraps, frets, dictions, and scripts. Misraps, frets, dictions, scripts. People of any given kind play exactly 2 instruments. They have to, any of the kind, they have to play at least, you have to play exactly, not at least, exactly 2 musical instruments, which means they are capable of 2 musical instruments. First condition. Next condition. An instrument is played exactly by people of 2 kinds. So it's not just that one kind. So Mizrabs will play 2 instruments, frets will play 2 instruments, and diction will play 2 instruments, and scripts will play 2 instruments. Along with that, what is also given is the instrument, one instrument, say for example, in this case, it's given tabla or sitar or harmonium, that will be played by exactly two kinds, okay? So if, for example, Mizrabs plays tabla, there'll be only one other kind who will be playing tabla. I hope this is clear. So this relationship of two goes two way, for also for the kind who play instrument and also for the instrument to the kind of people. Then some Mizrabs play tabla. Okay, so there is a group. It says some Mizrabs, not all, but there are few Mizrabs who play tabla. How will I write it? So yeah, 1 second. Yeah. So I'll say tabla, some. With Mizrabs. Okay, it's given. The next one. Yeah, okay. The next one. Some frets play sitar. I'll just write S. Okay. Some frets play sitar. The kind that play harmonium does not play sarud. So H is not equal to sarud. हारमोनियम जो प्ले करता है वो सरूद नहीं प्ले कर सकते. The kind that play tabla does not play sitar. Tabla is not equal to sitar. Mizrabs and dictions do not play the same instrument. So Mizrab में जो आएगा वो diction नहीं play करेगा. So if it is given that tabla is some Mizrabs play tabla, and tabla is not equal to sitar, which means can we say that there might be some dictions who may play sitar? I'm not sure. Can we say that because it's given that the kind that plays tabla do not play sitar? And also there's another thing which is given is Mizrabs and dictions do not play the same instrument. Mizrabs and dictions, they do not play the same instrument. Another thing, frets and scripts also do not play the same instrument. And dictions do not play harmonium. So if diction then does not play harmonium, we have harmonium, sarud, tabla, and sitar. Harmonium, sarud, tabla, and sitar. We have 4 instruments, right? What it says is dictions do not play harmonium. If diction does not play harmonium, it can play sarud and sitar. Is it possible to say that? Anybody? Dictions do not play harmonium. First condition. So if they are not playing harmonium, then they might be playing into sitar. Also, it says that the kind that play tabla do not play sitar, and Mizrabs and dictions do not play the same instrument. So Mizrabs and dictions, they do not play the same instrument, and the kind that play tabla do not play sitar, which means they may play sitar and they don't play harmonium, so they may play sarod. And we have to have that one kind plays two instruments. So dictions have to be left behind with sarod and sitar, both. Is this clear, everybody? Students, any doubt with this first statement? Just the first one, okay? So all I have done is I've just proved option D. Is this clear? Any doubt
Yes,
with the okay, okay. Or if does anybody has any doubt with proving option D correct? Just by the last part, I have proved that. Okay, misrabs and dictions, they do not play together. Diction, they don't play harmonium, and we know some misrabs play tabla. And the kind that plays tabla do not play sitar, which means dictions would be playing sitar. So, which is given in the last one. The next statement, which I'm going to go, I hope you are with me. The next statement, which I'm going to go is, frets do not play tabla. Is it true or false? Frets do not play tabla. Frets play sitar. And what is given is, tabla is not equal to sitar. Jo tabla bajata hai, wo sitar nahi bajayega. So can we say this is also true? First one. Can we say true or false for the option A? I say true. Why? Because people who play tabla do not, people who play tabla do not play sitar. And frets, they play sitar, it's given. Some frets play sitar. So this is the kind who plays sitar, which I cannot associate with tabla because of this condition, which is given here. So first option A, also true. Scripts play tabla. The last one is scripts play tabla. So what is given is one kind, two instruments, and one kind, two instruments, and also one instrument will be played by exactly two kinds. So by that condition, scripts play tabla. We don't know if scripts play anything because nothing is given about them. But what we know is frets play sitar, and the person who is playing tabla won't be playing sitar, which means, and we know dictions play sarod and sitar together. They cannot play tabla for sure. So in this case, we only have one person who is playing tabla, and the other two frets and dictions, they cannot play tabla, which means the tabla will be played by scripts, simply by that kind of rule. So I'll say, okay, which is true also. The next condition, misrabs play harmonium. We don't know if misrabs play harmonium or not, but what is harmonium related to? Harmonium is not equal to sarod. We know that much. From all the statements that is given, we know harmonium जो बजाता है वो sarod नहीं बजाएगा. What we also know is tabla जो बजाएगा वो sitar नहीं बजाएगा. And what we also know is the frets play sitar, dictions play sarod and sitar, scripts play tabla. So how can we imply misrab play harmonium or not is a big question. So for that, I will say, okay, how many people do play? There's a possibility that how many people can rather play harmonium. I'll just make a list of that. Misrab can play harmonium. There is nothing wrong. Harmonium and sarod, they don't go together, which means dictions won't be playing that. For the frets, I will just go and cross-check all the conditions. An instrument is played exactly. Misrabs play tabla, frets play sitar. The kind that play harmonium does not play sarod. The kind that play tabla do not play sitar. Misrabs and dictions do not play the same instrument. So misrabs and dictions, they do not play the same instrument. They are opposite of each other. So diction में sarud और sitar है. So misrab में sarud और sitar दूसरा instrument नहीं हो सकता है. Clearly, because misrab and diction do not play the same instrument. So if misrab is playing tabla and diction is playing sarud and sitar, which means there's only one instrument left, which is H. There is no a fifth instrument which is there. So I'll say within the people who can play harmonium, we have misrab, frets, and scripts. Can play, huh? They don't play. It's just an assumption, this part. But within that, we know that misrabs and dictions, there is not one place there's not one instrument which they play together. I mean, there's not one same instrument between misrabs and dictions. They have to be opposite to each other completely. So if dictions play sarud and sitar, then misrabs will play tabla and harmonium, simply. So I'll say even option C is correct. So in this case, all options A, B, C, D are correct. Any doubts, any questions? If you want, I can repeat it. Any doubts? Anybody, is there anybody who didn't understand? In this kind of questions, they are very confusing. They're very tricky. All you have to do is just list down all the statements in some form which is understood by you. And after you list it down properly, draw out what inference one can make out. So from that inferences, we came that, okay, diction might be playing this. Scripts, while solving this, we came out that, okay, scripts might be playing this. From the options, we just cross-check. If this statement, in this case, what I simply did was gay statement leke, I just cross-check if it holds true against all the conditions that are given here or all the conditions that I've listed here, simply. If it holds true, it is true. If it does not hold true, forget about it. Do you have any doubts, any questions here? Okay. We'll move to the next one. You're given 4 students, PQRS, and they are shown a box which contains few, it says few, no number are given, few white and red balls. The teacher asks them individually to make a statement. They ask each of them to make a statement, and the teacher knows that one of them is a liar while the others are not. From the statement that they make, the teacher is able to find out who is the liar. The statements are given below. What you have to find is who is the liar. There's only one person who is a liar. It's an MCQ based question. Okay, just 1 second. So here P says there are equal number of red balls and white. See, P is saying equal number of red and white balls. Okay. 1 second. How do I make it here? P says R. 1 second. R equal to W. This is what P is saying. Okay. Q says P is wrong. Q says P is wrong. And R is 3. W is 2. R says Q is not wrong. And it says there are few red and white balls in the same box. There are no number given. Okay. And S says R is not wrong. So by this thing, if I go statement by statement, first thing, P is a liar. I go with the first statement. If P is a liar who is saying that red and white balls are equal, is it possible that the other three statements holds true? I'll just go by that. So because I know that only one statement is wrong, other statements are correct. Other three statements, they have to be correct. That is given. So I say P is wrong, P is a liar. So I say, okay, red and white balls are not equal, P is wrong. So does the other three statement, Q says P is wrong and R is 3, W is white. This holds true. R says Q is not wrong, this also holds true. And then S says R is not wrong, this also holds true. So I say it's correct. So which means option A needs to be correct thereby. Then I'll just cross check option B. Q is the liar. If I say this statement is wrong, or I say that P is wrong, it's a wrong statement. What it means is P is correct. If P is correct, it means P is correct. So I say, okay, first needs to be accepted. The next one, Q is not wrong. So, but I'm saying Q is a liar, which means R is also a liar. So with option B to be in this case for option for Q to be a liar, R also becomes a liar. This statement, the third statement also holds true, also holds wrong. If I say Q is wrong, so I say wo nahi ho sakta hai. This is the wrong answer. Q is not a liar. Then I say R is a liar. So I'm saying R is a liar. If R is a liar, then Q is not wrong, which means Q is wrong. So if Q is wrong, one second. So with this the issue happens is here that when I assume that R is a liar, it means that this statement is wrong. Q is not wrong. So what Q says is P is wrong, but then this needs to be accepted because R is equal to W and R is equal to 3 and R is equal to 3 and W is equal to 2 cannot hold true together. Okay, so I'll say nahi possible hai because of the sheer interdependency, and then there is also this another dependency which is happening. S and R. R is not wrong. R is not wrong, or R is right, which means this is. S is clearly saying that R is right. So which means R also becomes wrong, and then with statement Q also becomes wrong. So there's a very sheer interdependency which is happening between Q or S. So if one person falls off, the other two naturally will follow, which is not possible because the teacher says that only one person is a liar. Exactly one person is a liar. So in this case, P is the only one who is a liar, and with P being wrong, the other three can hold their ground very easily, which is correct. So I'll say option A is the only one which is possible. Otherwise, it's not. Only P is supposed to be a liar here. Any doubts? Any questions?
No.
Okay. So this says a milkman is returning from his trip on a bicycle. He has 2 empty containers of 5 liters and 3 liters hanging on one side, and then 8 liters hanging on the other side. So 5 plus 3 on one side and 8 liters is full of milk is on the other side. He is not able to balance his bicycle properly by walking like this. So he stops and decides to distribute the milk so that the load becomes balanced on both the sides. Unfortunately, he doesn't have a measuring cup, which means only measuring instrument that he has is those 5, 3 and 8 liters containers are the only measuring instruments that he has. What I have to find is how many minimum turns will it take for him to convert this into two equal parts. What are the two halves? It's 8 liters of total milk, which means 4 liters and 4 liters. So, let me write. Okay. So, one step. Step one. First, in the first, initially, he has 8 liters on one side, 5 and 3 on the other side. We have to count the number of minimum steps. Okay, we don't need more or less, but we need the bare minimum thing. So the first thing, he transfers 3 liters. One second, let me, for the ease of it, let me just do this. So on one side, he has 5 liters and 3 liters container. So 5 liters can. So first he has 5 liters can. Let's say 5C. Okay, first thing 5C is holding 0. 3 liter can is holding 0, and 8 liters can is holding 8 liters. Okay, this is the condition which is happening. From this, the first step happens is the first step happens. In the first step, what happens is, what I suggest can happen is 5 liter can remains empty, 3 liter can gets 3 liters, and 8 liter can gets 5 liters in the first step. So what I'm doing is I'm transferring 3 liters from the 8 liter can to 3 liters. So as soon as the 3 liter can gets filled, which means 3 liters have been transferred from 8 liters can to 3 liters, which makes 8 liters, which means 8 liters can, which will be holding 5 liters of milk after the first step. The next one, step 2. What I do is I transfer 3 liter from 3 liters can to 5 liters. So I say 5 liters can now has 3 liters. 3 liters can is empty. It has 0 liters. And then 8 liters can still holds 5 liters. That's my step 2. Step 3, I say from the 3 liters, I transfer this 5 from the 5 liters, I transfer 3 liters into the 3 liters can. So I say 5 liters will have 3 liters, 3 liters can will have 3 liters, and then 8 liters can will have, now after transferring 3 liters, I will have 2 liters. In the step 4, I have now 6 on one side and 2 on the other side, but I at least got to the even number 2 liters. At least that's a good thing, because I needed to reach 2 liters at some point in time. So in the step 4, what I will do is I'll transfer the 2 liters from the so 5 liters, 5 liters can now has, I actually need 4 liters and 4 liters on both the sides. So I need to add 2 liters. Somehow I need to add 2 more liters in the 8 liter can, and I will be able to balance it. And I have to transfer 2 liters from 5 and 8 side to the other side. Okay. Yeah. So 4 liter. So in order to get, So in the fourth step, what I will do is I'll transfer 3 liter can में से 2 liter I'll transfer in the 5 liter can. 5 liter can will have full 5 liters. 3 liter can will have 1 liter. When I fill the 5 liter can with remaining 2 liters, which it didn't had in step 3, I will be left with 5 liters full in fifth can and only 1 liter in the 3 liter can, and the 8 liter can still holds the 2 liters. So 2 plus 1 plus 5, it means 8 total. In the fifth step, I transfer all the 5 liter which is there, in the fifth in the 5 liter can, I'll transfer all into 8 liter can, which means I'll have 1 and 7 distribution. 1 liter, and then 8 liter can will have how many? 7 liters. In the sixth step, I'll say the 1 liter which is left behind, I'll transfer that 1 liter into the from the 3 liter to the 5 liter, simply. I'll say that. So the 5 liter can will have 1 liter, 3 liter can will have 0 liters, and then 8 liter can will have 7, still hold 7, nothing wrong, no problem with it. Once I do that, all that is left for me is the last step. I'll say this holds 1 liter, 3 liters will hold 3 liters, which will be transferred from the 8 liter can. And then that makes 7 minus 3, 4 liters, which means I got my balance, which is 4 and 4 on both the sides, which is happening in the final step here. Is this clear? So first what I did was started empty to empty on one side, 8 liters on the other side. I transferred 3 liters from 8 liter cans to 3 liter can, which makes the step 1. 5 liter can doesn't hold anything. 3 liter can hold 3 liters, and 8 liter can will hold 5 liters. Second step, I then transfer that 3 liters into the 5 liter can. I then transfer this 3 liter here. I then transfer this 3 liter to 5 liter can here. First time doing this, okay. Then I transfer 3 liter to 5 liter, and then 5 liter holds 3 liters, 2 liters are remaining in the 5 liter can, empty space. And then 8 liter is holding 5 liters, which was because we transferred from here. Then from here, we say in the third step, what we're doing is this 5 liters, which is in 8 liter can, goes into the 3 liters can, which is here, which makes 8 liter can holding capacity to be 12. 3 liter can will have 3 liters, and then 5 liters can will have 3 liters again, because we are not doing anything, it's there. So between them, on one side I have 6 and on the other side I have 2. In the fourth step, what I do is the 3 liter can ka content, which is 3 liters, I'm emptying into the 5 liter. I'm emptying into the 5 liter container. From 3, I'm emptying 2 liters on this side, because there is still 2 liters empty space there in the 5 liter can, which makes the 5 liter can full to be 5 liters, and 3 liter can will only have 1 liter pending. And of course, the 8 liter can will have 2 liters. Once I do this, I will empty all the 5 liter into the 8 liter can, which makes it 7 liters. इसका पूरा content ये जो 5 liter का था, that is getting emptied into the 8 liter can. From this, I'm coming here, which makes 8 liter can to be 7 liters. From that 7 liters, now once I do that, then I need 4 on one side, 4 on the other side. 7 में से I just need to empty 3, I just need to subtract 3. But for that, I need 3 liter to be empty. So what I do is I empty the 1 liter ka container into the 5 liter, which is happening in the 6th step. And then from that, what I do is कि ये जो 7 liter है, वो 7 liter में से 3 liter I put it in the 7th, in the last step, which is here, which makes 4 on one side, 4 on the other side. Any doubts? Any questions? So I say 7 steps that way. Any doubts anybody has here? Okay, fine. ठीक है. This is actually a very easy one, so I'll just very quickly explain you. In this case, what is happening is there's a rotation involved on this side. I think I had explained this, but all of this is getting rotated. Here also they are getting rotated on the front end. Again, a front end rotation. And then this part which is coming here will almost come horizontally. And ये जो नीचे वाला part आपको अभी दिख रहा है वो नहीं दिखेगा because it still further rotates downward. So that is the case which is happening in the case of option C. In this case, I know option B and C, they look very, very, very similar. The only thing which is differing in option C is this size. In case of option B, there's a very drastic reduction, whereas in case of option C, option B, there's very drastic reduction, whereas in case of option C, the length is reducing gradually. So I'll pick option C just purely because of that. Okay. Any questions if you have here? Okay. So what we'll do is we'll end this session here. I will take, there are still few doubts which are remaining. I'll take it next time. Is that fine? Okay. And one more thing,